Hello, it's Gail T.C. Terry, and I wanted to share with you things and items that I made in December. I actually, as many of you may know, anyone who's been following me, I'm getting back to sewing after several years of being away from it. I started sewing, gosh, probably when I was about 3, 5, very young, and I just love making clothes. And so I got away from it for years, and now I am getting back, and I'm trying to figure out why I left it to begin with. And I think I've been sewing on and off. I should say I've been sewing on and off, but not really making full garments. I've been doing more adjustments. I upcycle some clothing. So now I'm getting back to making full garments from patterns. So I'm really enjoying it. After visiting and attending some quilting events, I'm now getting back. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'm edging back in with some easy items. So I wanted to share with you two items that I made in December, and really three because I did some muslins. So hopefully you can see this in the light's not too. But I'm going to put the
And so I decided to move to a still photo of the pattern so you can get a better view. So there are four options for this dress. And by the way, I purchased this pattern. It's a vintage pattern, and I purchased it off of eBay. I happened to see it, I believe I ran into it on Pinterest, but I found it on eBay, and I just like the style of this dress for me. But I decided to make the option D, which is similar to C, but I didn't want bows, the bows on the pockets, and I wanted longer sleeves. So I went with option D, but I used the length for option C because I wanted it right at the knee. So you'll see that on the pattern. The other options to me look a little dated. The variation, like fluttered sleeves and the designer sleeves, the fancy sleeves are coming back. So I may make one of the other options and play around with it. But I really enjoyed this dress, and it came out really nice, which I'll talk to a little bit later, and you'll see some photos.
I first made the dress in a muslin. And what I did was, if you've gone in Walmart and you see they have plenty of remnants there, I actually got this kind of like jersey, like t-shirt material, very stretchy, and easy to me to work with. I didn't have to worry about the edges that much because, as you all who've worked with like t-shirt like material, you know it doesn't really fray. So I thought it would be an easy one to make a muslin dress out of, and I actually really liked the way the dress came out. I did make some adjustments on the sleeves based on the sizing. My arms are a little fuller, and I wish that was due to lifting weights, but it's not. It's due to the pandemic and eating. But um, so I had to adjust the sleeves a little bit. Had to adjust the bodice. I cut it a little too large initially around the neck, so I had to adjust that as well. But this came out really good, and I'm going to show you some still shots of me in the dress, the muslin. I really love this. I could throw it on with sneakers, or I could throw it on with heels or boots. As you'll see in the photo, I have it on with my boots. So enjoy the photo, and I'll be right back.
Okay, as you can see in the photo, I'm using still photos. This is the option, what I call a muslin, out of the jersey knit material, like t-shirt material, and really thin, but the drape was really nice on this. I'm not sure how well you can see it. You can see it from the back, but it has pleats at the neck in the front and back, which make it drape and hang really nicely.
The other fabric that I used is a really kind of silky. I tried to go with my local team Ravens colors. I think it's coming off blue, but it's actually purple. I like the color. I like any shades of blue. My favorite color is any shades of blue. So that was my choice, and I really like this fabric. After working with it, I probably would try a different fabric. And I think after making the muslin with the kind of jersey knit, this didn't have quite as much stretch, but it does have some stretch. It had enough stretch that the pattern called for. So But the other fabric, of course, stretched in all kinds of ways. It just stretched. So it's t-shirt fabric. But I had to make some adjustments again in the sleeve area. I made those adjustments. It's still a little snug, or maybe I just added on pounds since the last time. No, but I'm working on that. So had to adjust the sleeves a little bit more. Made some minor adjustments. Just right under the bust area. I may have taken that out a little bit just based on the fabric, but I really like the way that the purple one came out. It looks a little different, and I'm trying to figure out, did I put the pockets in a different spot? They look like they're further over, but I think the other fabric just had more drape. I think that's why it looks different. So you can take a look. Here's the still photo of me front and back in the purple version of this dress, but I love the dress. Check it out.
And so here is the purple version of the dress in a slightly different fabric. Like I said, this fabric still had some stretch, just not as much, but you can better see the pleats at the top of the neck in the pockets. Now, if you notice at the bottom, it looks a little different. I actually added a strip of fabric to lengthen this version a little bit. I wanted it to come a little closer to my boots with the longer sleeves and um, made for fall and winter. And it looks like I put a decorative seam on the hem, but I didn't. I think it's just the photography on this, but I really like the way it came out. I'm pulling it from the back, but it hangs really nicely. The pockets on the front, as you see, I have my hands in the pockets, but they seem like they're over a bit far, or maybe it's just a style of pocket. And like I said, the fabric's a little different, but I actually like this version of the dress. I'll wear them both. Really enjoyed this. This goes well with boots. It goes well with booties. And again, actually, you can get away with sneakers with this version as well. So I look forward to wearing it. Great work dress. So try this pattern.
So those dresses turned out pretty good. I'll be wearing them both. And if you ever are making, if you haven't sewn in a long time, or really sometimes when you have really nice fabric that you're working with, you don't want to sew it the first time, many times in that fabric, unless you're sewing all the time. If you know your body and you've been sewing, of course, that's perfect. You probably aren't even watching this video. But if you're just getting back to sewing, and you want to try it, I think it's a good idea. I mean, take a look at Walmart's remnants. It's over in the fabric section, and you may find that there are a lot of 2 and 3 yard fabrics that you can work with. It really does help. So the next item I made, I'm hoping you can see this. You'll see the still photo of this too.
Okay, so here's the still photo of the blouse that I've made, and I went with option A. Initially, I will be making option B as well, or actually, it's option C. I will make in the future. But on option A, I really like the way it came out. And this is "It's So Simple" by McCall's style L9430. And just so you all know, the dress that I previously showed you is New Look 6863. But this shirt, this blouse came out really well. And minimal fabric. I think it says right there up to 3 yards of fabric, but I'm looking because for that first style, I believe I used like 1 yard and 7/8, it says. So it doesn't take much. For the tunic, it will possibly take up to 3 yards. So it is a great make, and I'll go into more detail, but I wanted you to take a look at the pattern itself and just get an idea. And I'll talk about the different fabrics too.
Now with this shirt, I decided to go with like a challis fabric here. And I love this fabric. And I kept looking at it. I was like, I have something with this fabric. So I looked in my closet. And it's not this exact fabric, but I do have a skirt that is very similar. I wouldn't wear them together, but they are very similar. And I was like, why am I so attracted? But I love the skirt. So it made sense why I was attracted to the fabric. But this fabric is, let me see if I can read who it is. Oh, it's designed exclusively for Joann Fabrics. And I actually got both this and the purple fabric. from Joann's. And so I love this fabric. The blouse didn't really require a stretchy type fabric, and it actually said like a chalice or any type of, let's see, any type of crepe, and this is more like a crepe or chalice in crepe de chine, double georgette jersey, silk, any silky type of fabric would work well for this blouse. And so the blouse came out really well. I was very happy with it. I had to make some adjustments. The neckline on the version A was a little tricky for me. It actually, you'll see when I put the still photo up, and I'll talk through what the changes were I made on that. But overall, I left the sleeves wide, just like the diagram you see on A. And I probably could have put elastic in the bottom of the sleeve, but I like a 3/4 length. That's my preference. So you'll see in the pictures, the photos I show you, how the sleeves came out. And so take a look. You'll see. And then we'll talk.
Just giving you another look at the pattern. And as you can see here, have this on with black slacks, and the print looks a little different in the photo, but it is the same print that you saw in the fabric. And as you look at the neckline, you may see what I was speaking of. I actually saw another young lady who made this on YouTube, and I didn't document her information, but she made this version. I noticed the neckline, I think it's just the way it comes out. I was looking to see if I did something wrong or others struggled with it, but it just looks, I don't know, it came off center, but I think it's just the way it's made, and it might be the way it's draping, kind of hanging on me. But I can't tell you, I love this blouse. I'll make it again. It's very easy to wear. I can throw it on with skirts, with slacks, with jeans. It's just a blouse that you can wear for a lot of different occasions. And the loose sleeve, that shorter sleeve, I really love. I don't like sleeves with cuffs all the way down to my hands. They seem to get in my way for some reason. But so this came out really well. And I made some alterations, as you all may know. Those who sew know, sometimes the patterns, you go by the measurements and your body's just different. So I had to make some adjustments. I think the next time I make it, I might just make it overall a size smaller. I flow between a 14, 16 normally. So I went by the measurements, and then I did have to take it in not quite a bit, but just a little bit. But it hangs really nice, and I love the style. So it is definitely a top I'll make in the future.
So, like I said, I'll be making the red version, that version B, the tunic style. I may cut it a little shorter when I make it, just because I just don't want right now a tunic that long, and I will leave the handkerchief hem out. I have so much left over from that being so popular. Handkerchief hem, it'll probably come back, so I'll have the pattern when it does. But I just will leave it out, and it's not totally out. I just think I'll prefer the version C, which is a straight hem. And so I'll make that, and I may make it with a longer sleeve. I'm debating. I'll probably make two of them because I love this style blouse. And so I'll make it with the long sleeve and the shorter one going into spring. So I'll be back with that probably I'm going to try my January makes, but I'm working on a quilt, and it's not quite going like I wanted. So I had to walk away. But I'm not walking away from sewing. So I may take a pause and make myself this kind of tote bag that I saw, and I'll share that with you guys. It's really cool. And then I'll come back, and this will probably be a February make along with some other dresses that I have. So thanks so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. And thanks for following me. If you are, if you're not, please subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye for now.